Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's time for Troutman Trivia Tuesday, by the way. I am Jason Troutman, and this is my beautiful wife, Tarryn, all the way from South Africa.
Hi.
We are fundraising auctioneers and consultants, and just thought we'd have a little bit of fun today on Trivia
Absolutely.
Tuesday.
Why not have fun? I think people need to have more fun.
Absolutely.
In these times. So we are going to have our trivia all about
What do you have for us today?
very important man in the history of the United States of America, and not just here, but for freedom and the rights of people all over the world. And of course, his day was yesterday, but if we did this yesterday, it wouldn't have been
Trivia
Tuesday.
Makes sense.
So today's trivia is all in honor of the great Dr.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Dr. Martin
That's
Luther
right.
King. So, are you ready for it?
I'm ready. I'm not
Okay.
going to look. Put your paper away, because you always accuse me of cheating.
But you did cheat last time.
No cheating here.
What is the word that comes to mind when you think of Dr. Martin Luther King? I'll tell you mine. I'll tell you mine.
Okay, you've got it. You're ready.
Yes. Okay, because you can answer and I can answer because this is like a subjective
I had a lot
thing.
coming to me, so
Okay.
good thing you had. No.
So
okay.
I'm going to say my word. My word is dignity. It's the same word I would use for Nelson Mandela.
There you go.
These men went through so much and suffered so much, and just they were imprisoned
Pretty
and they were
amazing
treated
dudes.
really badly. Yeah, and they just handled everything with dignity. I love that word.
That's a
dignity.
great word. You got me there. I mean, honor. You know, Atlanta comes up for me with Martin Luther King because I'm from Atlanta.
There you go. That's right.
There you go.
Atlanta. What was the college in Atlanta that he attended?
Morehouse.
Yes. I knew you'd get that. He actually
I was
went
trying
there.
to trick myself there, though.
Yeah, did your mind play trickery on you?
It played some trickery, but it's okay. I got it.
Mind games.
We got it.
Then, he went there at the age of 15 because they actually allowed high school students
Oh, I
in
didn't
at
know
that time.
that.
He actually graduated from high school as such.
There's no way I was
Morehouse
making it
College.
into college at 15. Wasn't going to happen.
No. Okay, what is the story behind his second name, Luther? I've spoken about this before.
Martin Luther.
That is correct.
Like the Martin Luther.
Martin Luther was the reformist.
Long time ago.
But this is really interesting. A long time ago. This is really interesting. So, Dr. King's father went and did a tour of Europe. He was there with the Baptist World Alliance, and he was in Berlin, and they visited sites that were relevant to Martin Luther. And his father just had a great admiration for what Martin Luther did, and therefore he took on the second name Luther. And then Martin Luther King Jr. only got the Luther. It was changed in his birth certificate when he was 28 years old.
Huh.
Yeah, so he was not born. He did not have that as a young man.
Okay.
Yeah, as a child.
Didn't know that one. That's a good one.
Okay, now for the famous. I have a
Bring it on.
dream speech.
Okay, bring it
What
on.
an amazing speech. Just known all over the world.
One of the best speeches.
Where did he say that speech?
Washington, D.C.
Where in Washington, D.C.?
Lincoln Memorial. Am I
Well
right?
done. We have walked there before.
Well,
Lincoln
love
Memorial.
Washington, D.C.
So, two interesting stories here. So, the first one is they actually found these original speech, like the original
Like
I
the
Have a Dream
papers,
speech,
like
the
the-
ones that
the
he
actual-
was reading from. In 20 years later, in 1984, a gentleman, I think his name was George Raveling, he became the first African American basketball coach for the University of Iowa. He'd actually been there listening to Dr. King, and he'd been near the podium. And when Dr. King had finished speaking, he'd asked for the speech, and Dr. King had given him his actual speech, and he kept it. And and here it was.
Don't be afraid to ask, I guess. Right?
Yeah, and he had it for 20 years.
That's pretty
And then,
cool.
of course,
That's really cool, by the way.
that is very cool. Imagine having
that's
that in your
very cool.
hands. And then the other memory about this speech, for me is I just moved here and you took me into Borders bookstore to cheer me up because I was so sad because I was missing my family. And you bought me this book.
I remember.
Yes. And of course, I went home and I went and read all the speeches.
Books, by the way.
And I read all the speeches. And the I Have a Dream speech is obviously way longer. You always only see those couple of paragraphs about the I had a dream one day, and it's like 4 or 5 pages long. And it ends with the Let Freedom Ring. And this really stood out for me when I was reading it, because it lists it lists a couple of the states and that. So it's like, let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of Colorado, of California. I mean, and then there's one here that says, but not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia.
Stone Mountain, Georgia.
That is where...
That's where I grew up in my early days, just outside of the ATL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so that really
So
brought
cool.
it home.
Always very cool that's in the speech like that.
Yeah.
On top of all the other amazing things.
And that really made me feel like I lived in the United States of America. That made it very real for me. Yeah. Anyway.
Awesome.
So back to the trivia.
Here we go. Last question.
I've got a couple of things.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what award did MLK receive in 1964?
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, that's easy peasy.
Knew that one. It was easy.
And it was actually at the time he was the youngest person to ever receive it.
Didn't know that one.
It's not.
That should have been the trivia question.
Who is the youngest person?
Who is the youngest one? But anyway,
but it wasn't. But it was at the time. Now there's another person.
Oh, okay.
Now I didn't go look that up.
Okay,
so I'll look it up for
at
next
the time.
week.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So
Cool,
so that was some trivia.
Yeah.
Just in honor of a huge man. Just a man that did amazing things.
Absolutely.
A brave and courageous man.
Absolutely.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
Dr. Martin Luther King. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.